This is Boom Boom, aka World Boom, the Billboard selector. And I represent for Ryan LFC. To get the latest Reggae Boyz content, just hit that like and subscribe button. And the Operation Ball Game, I say, knock it, Ryan.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, guys. Your boy Ryan LFC back again, guys. Another top shelf video for you guys today. As you guys can see in the title and the thumbnail, we're going to discuss some Manning Cup with some pioneer in the football down in Jamaica. We want to know who is the favorite going to win the Manning Cup. Someone who know a lot about the Manning Cup. We're going to bring him on shortly. But people, I have my thing scheduled. I don't want you guys to rush me. Okay, I am going to have a few guests and I bust them up. One person going to spend 30 minutes, next person going to spend an hour, and then Craig Butler going to come on. So nobody ask me about with Craig Butler, okay? Be patient, hit the like button and stuff. So, Grant, good evening, sir, man. Welcome, man. Welcome, man.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you doing?
Thank you very much, man, for coming, man. You know, as a whole Manning Cup player, to know you're covering the Manning Cup for how long now you has been covering the Manning Cup?
Nearly 20 years.
Wow. Okay. Okay. You know, yeah. That's a long time, man. That's a long time. So I know you've been covering Manning Cup, but you remember Excelsior goalkeeper 2013?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's they call him?
I remember the name, but why ask? I know yet.
So you know some me then, right?
Yes, boss.
Okay, okay.
That's why we start laughing.
Eh?
That's why we start laughing.
Okay, okay. Fair enough, fair enough, fair enough. So, based on your observation, covering the DaCosta Cup and the Manning Cup, which striker is the best striker right now in the Manning Cup and in the DaCosta Cup?
Well, there are many to talk about. I wouldn't say many though. There are a few. Right now, one of the hottest names you'll hear is Whisper from Kingston College. One of the hottest names here. And you have Craig Butler to talk about him later on, which he will do. We will talk a lot about him. But you have other individuals out there, especially you have one individual who went to a match on the weekend and went to Charlemont and Dintil. You have a young striker from Dintil who has scored about 9 goals so far this season. He is a very good striker. However, in terms of movement, lateral, he lacks in that department. Young striker, has body, has balance. He is a good product in the future. Also, there are 2 individuals from Mona who are doing extremely well. One has about 13 goals, and the other has about 10 goals. One is a striker, the other is more of a defensive midfield player. But both are doing well in that department. So it's not cement just yet. The competition not even midway just yet. So you can't look and say because the competition just starts, oh, he's a top striker so far. You have one from Mannings who is a very good striker also. But it's a wait and see just so far.
Okay, fair enough. You know, more ask you a very important question because I listen to the radio station. By the way, I live overseas. I live in Canada, right? But I listen to the radio station, forget inside of the Jamaican sport, what is going on the ground. And some of the complaints I hear on the radio, the schoolboy them are very, very small in body. Not like usual. Is it because of the Jamaican Premier League gone to more younger youth at the age of 16, 17? The Jamaican Premier League take from the schoolboy right now because we have a lot of younger, small in a body and all of them stuff there.
All right, let me say this. Back in the day, I was talking about the 80s and 70s. The players looked huge at that time, and they were somewhere more physical than what you're seeing now. And one of the reasons are because you had less schools playing schoolboy football. Now, the schools were there, but some were secondary schools and some were high schools. And if you watch a secondary schools competition, you didn't see the burly, strong players playing at that time in the 80s. You saw them more so in the Manning Cup because it was so difficult to make a Manning Cup team back in the 80s. And what the schools used to do, recruit from the secondary schools who they thought would actually play the game or they thought the game should be played. Now, at that time, the coaches didn't want young, wiry, MAGA players, if you want to put on their team. So a lot of the players were well built back then in the 80s because that's what the coaches wanted. 1 and 2 players, I remember this young man, Stylo, from Stylo Ibanks from St. Jago. I was one of the few small players. Kimani Robinson from Camperdown College in the 80s was one of the few small players, but they were brilliant. If you were a warrior player, if you were thin, you had to be extremely good. You had to be brilliant to play Manning Cup. I remember the young man from Tivoli, who was wiry, and the name slipped me right now, but himself also was brilliant. So what has happened now, with a lot of schools entering the schoolboy football program, or the Manning Cup and the DaCosta Cup, because back then you had about 12, 14 schools playing Manning Cup. Now you have 44 schools playing Manning Cup. Now you have 84 schools playing DaCosta Cup. Because it has spread out, the concentration is not necessarily on physical anymore. You have a group of select individuals compact and play per school. The concentration is playing the game, no matter how you are physical, no matter how tall you are, no matter where you are, no matter how big you are. Every now and again, you see a big player. Like even on Saturday in that game for Dintel, there was one individual named Storage who was playing central defense, was 6'1" and weighed about 200 pounds, was huge, strong. Those are the players you used to see back in the day, but you hardly see them players enough.
Yeah, I thought I kind of lost it a little bit a while ago, but I get everything what you just said. All right, are you hearing me right?
Yeah, but I hear you.
Okay, fair enough. I just want to get a little bit of insight. But when you look at the D Cup, right? I know you cover the Manning Cup and the D Cup. All right, who are the 2 teams? I know it's early time now, and I listen to you all the time, and this Wayne Walker always bring football GPS over long time. I know you always spot on. Talk to me down in the D Cup. Who you think is the team that going to win the D Cup? Who you think going to be standout this season?
All right, that's a very difficult question. Very difficult question. Now, last year's being finalists, Mannings have to be called in that group, or you have to have a select group, and Mannings have to be in that group. Now, we have seen Edwin Allen, who looks a pretty good team. However, in that group, you have Clarendon College, and they are one of the standouts already in that group. They've been scoring goals. They came from behind to beat Edwin on the weekend. So they are looking good so far. Now, another team you have to look on, and in the DaCosta Cup, is the defending champion. You can't put them aside. Now, they've lost about 3 or 4 players from last season. However, on paper, they look good. But in the field, they are lacking something. And that's a big question sign of a Merendon's team. But they have to put them in the mix also in terms of Garvey Maceo. Manchester, no, not that good. Stets, a young team at Stets. Rambo doing extremely well as a coach. The technical director, Wendell Downswell, has drifted away from Stets because his son is not there anymore. But Rambo is still holding up Stets. They are going to be in the mix. Dintil, who I saw on the weekend, can't leave them out. What they have is a very good composite of players on the field. What they don't have is that on the bench, it's limited. They had about 4 persons on the bench, and 4 persons, the first person that came on, them call him Licker Man or Sharp Man, because the bench is not that strong. They want to get some few players in, so get some more IDs, some few players in this week. And some of the teams are going to do that, hopefully by this week. So you don't even see the full complement of players for respective teams just yet. But those are the early budders so far in the DaCosta Cup. Cornwall, no, is a horrible team so far. But for the Manning Cup, in terms of teams, you have to look at the usual suspects.
Well, before you go to the Manning Cup, I know you have shots. Yes. You have a little bit of minute of time with me. Before you leave and go to the Manning Cup, Dintil always thought is one of the favorite. What do you think happened over the years? Because I know Dintil always have good team over the years, but they just cannot get. We love play Dintil because they always have a nice pitch, and you can pick the mango and the grape and all of them things. They're close by. What's stopping Dintil? What's stopping Dintil from getting to that finish line? Over the years, them always have good team.
That's a very good question. They've had good teams in the past to win the DaCosta Cup. They've gone to the final. They've won the DaCosta Cup before, and that was when Frank Brown was their coach back then. But the fact is that they have had some good teams the last 10, 12 years to win the DaCosta Cup, but they're not getting over that edge. And I think more so they've made simple mistakes down the stretch. They've made simple mistakes down the stretch, and one of the mistakes that they've made, they have not strengthened their bench. Now, they have had talented players on the field every single year, talented in defense, talented in midfield, talented strikers every single year. However, when they come down to injuries, the latter stages of the competition, as it's longer now, home and away matches, you need depth on your bench. And that's one thing they have not had for the last couple of years. And I think that that's one of the main reasons why they have not gone over that hump. And if they do that this year, you have to look out for them. If they do strengthen their bench this year, not only concentrate on the players on the field, you have to look out for them.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. So people, big up on yourself down in the comment section. Can you guys smash the like button for me? I really do appreciate it. Big up to Coach Karome, Coach Carl Brown, DNA Football. Big up yourself, Jay. Big up yourself. Enough love and respect to all of the people them down in the comment section. Really appreciate it. Down big up yourself. Enough love and respect to all of the commenters them down in the comments. Not ignore none of you guys. But in the meantime, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're new. But let's go to the Manning Cup. Let's go to the Manning Cup, man, because I don't look like, seems like before we get to Mona, you know, we have to talk about Craig about Mona. But more, you give me your honest opinion on Mona. You think Mona is one? Just give me, you know what? Just give me what you think about the Manning Cup and the favorite to win it.
But you know, Craig is a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
And Mona, what I say about Mona is that they have improved from what they put out last year. And a couple of their players have come back and they've gained experience in the Manning Cup last year and it's showing this year. They are a strong unit offensively, strong unit in the midfield, a little bit suspect in defense. They are physical, which is a good team, especially in the Manning Cup. However, they're one of the favorites. For me, not the outright favorite, but they're one of the favorites. You can't leave them out. Kingston College, the defending champions, you can't put them one side. Yes, everybody said they're a young team. Yeah, they lost about nine players last year in the Manning Cup, but they did have a program, a feeding program in terms of under 16, under 14. So they have a progression program. Their top striker is what, 16, 17? 17 years old. So the fact is that they have a young group. Now,
which part are you talking? What? No, 16. Is that 16?
16, turn 17. Turn 17 this month.
Okay, turn 17 this month. That means him can't play under 17.
No, my turn 17 October, right? So,
yeah.
So the fact is that this individual will lead from the front, young, inexperienced, but the group is gaining experience and the group is coming together in every single game they play. Now they have a very good coach and who talks a lot, but that's his thing. And I'm not talking about the technical director. I'm not talking about the technical director at all, but I'm just talking about the coach himself, who has been around the program for a very long time, who has won titles under 14, won titles under 16. So the fact of the matter is he has experience there. He has Andrews here as a technical director. Fine, Andrew Edwards. Fine, he has experience internationally more so. They have a good core. You can't put them away. They are going to be right in the mix. Then the big team, the big team is not Mona. The big team is Jamaica College. Now, when I caught a glimpse of a tape with them, and they are looking good. They are looking very good. Now, they had some players coming down from the Caribbean. They had about 4 players from one country there, and I heard that they didn't get some of the IDs just yet. But when they come together, that team will be listed as a favorite, Jamaica College. They keep doing it every single year, but they have to be labeled as one of the big favorites this year. Mona, coached by a former Jamaica College athlete, Craig Butler, is going to be right in the mix. Kingston College is going to be right in the mix. Is there a spoiler? You have to ask that question. St. George's looked good before the start of the competition. Camperdown, who won Ali Cup, looked good before the start of the competition. However, indiscipline has broken down Camperdown. Now, Coach Butler has a lot of work to do, and he's put into this situation he had never been in his life. He was always Bender, head coach, assistant for years, or manager for years, whichever position you want to call it. But now his team looked very good before the start of the competition, as they did last year when they lost points. And after a couple of red cards, they broke down. After indiscipline, they broke down. He has to now find a way to bring them back up. And if they do come back up, if they show the potential what they showed before the start of the competition, they will be labeled as also one of the favorites. However, they're not showing that right now.
Okay. What about stats? Always one of these dark ass team. What about stats? Nothing to surprise any team. What about my team over Excelsior? I don't hear Excelsior. That's not the group, you know, man.
Not to talk Excelsior yet. Let me touch on stats. Philip Williams has a core of youngsters. A core of Omar. There's about 2 or 3 players named Omar. I know, you know, they lost their top striker last year, gone to the gun violence. But last season, I should say. The fact of the matter is they have a good core of players. And I went down there pre-season, watched them train 1 or twice. But what I saw was expecting a little bit more in game. But Philip Williams has proven to us as a coach at that, the 1987 champions, that he knows how to prime his players at the right time. He knows how to carry them along in the competition, and that's what he has been doing for some time. The last couple of years, we can semi-final, into the final, so he knows what to do. But his players are young, and his players are not as physical as they should be, so I'm a little bit suspect of that here.
Okay, so before you leave now, because we have Craig here, before you leave now, I really appreciate it, but I mean, say nothing about my school, and I still ask, so where ask about Excelsior, them I just more than nothing about Excelsior.
Excelsior will be there. Will they go all the way? I don't, to be honest. They have talented players, but as a core, I'm in 2 minds. And yeah, I'm a past student, that's good. But you have to look at the team as what they present themselves. And you as a past student also, you'll be happy to see that they are a good quality team. They are. But do they have the depth to go forward and to win the competition? I don't think so, to be honest. I don't. But they can get better as the progression goes.
Okay, fair enough, man. Listen, man, it's a pleasure to have you on the show, man. I really do appreciate it. Thank you very much for coming. I know your time short, but hopefully I can get you back on the show. All right.
No problem. Who you have on now? Is Craig that?
Yes, it's Craig. This.
Mr. Butler.
I want to talk.
Yeah.
Hey, Sean, stay, man. Stay on the show.
No, I can't. I have to go. I work. Stay away. Because I want to listen. I want to listen, but I have to go back in the studio.
All right. One love, Sean.
Sean, I'm going to send you the link.
Yeah, man. Please do. Come on, you Craig after.
Okay.
Cool.
All right, Sean.
So, Craig, good evening, sir.